Well, g'day there, mates. This is Admiral Revan here, and today we have a bit of a story for you. So, most recently, I will have to admit, I had been really revising what is going on for the lead up for 11.4. Now, 11.4 for fans out there for World of Warships is the new patch that's coming out soon in the future. In the game, pretty much. The ETA of that is actually next week, if I remember correctly. So I was like, pretty much um, reviewing this and realizing that, whoa, okay, the new update is pretty much coming out next week. Now, I don't know if you're prepared for this. Let's just be honest. I don't know if anyone out there is prepared for this because I have been really, keeping a close eye on this, and honestly, the ETA is happening. This is like give you a brief rundown what we're dealing with right now. So basically, countdown live to the next patch. Pretty much that the lead up to 11.4 is pretty much happening in less than 3 days from now. So the clock is ticking. At the moment, folks, I mean, like if you're still doing brawling at the moment in 11.3 and still having fun, by all means, please do so. Continue having fun because brawling is amazing. Brawling to me is a very good game mindset for people to randomly muck around together in a div and enjoy pretty much, hunting around and killing the enemy, actually. That's the goal. Basically, you fight to win with getting some good loot out of it and things like that. So I think that, honestly, brawling really brings back the fun of it in the game as well. So 11.4 is coming out pretty soon, and I'll be covering a lot of awesome topics for you to be brought up to speed. But you know what? First things first, I'm gonna introduce something for rank and clan battle members for 11.4. In regarding to rank season 7 that's coming out very soon. Basically, you'll be finding yourself around about as of this week coming up in May 18th until the July the 12th, that you'll be having at least 2 solid updates in regarding to this that will be divided into 4 sprints, each lasting 2 weeks. In season 7, battles in all leagues will take place in a 6 versus 6 format of tier 8 and 9 warships. Now, I have to say that I do have a very good selection of tier 8 and 9 warships. For those who have the Georgia, the Alaska, for those who have the Massachusetts, the Asashio, for those who have, oh boy, the Friesland, the Groningen, Pan-Asian warships like the Wujing and stuff like that. I have to say, you will find it gonna be an amazing battle. Ranked in 10, 8 and 9 has been will be challenging. So it's interesting how this is going to be happening. So Bronze League, the stars are retained by the first 2 places by experience on the battle's losing team. Also in silver, only the first place, and also in gold stars cannot be saved upon defeat. So you have to keep winning and winning until you get number 1. That's going to be very tough. And basically, these changes will highlight the progressive level of competitiveness in each league. Folks, if you love ranked battles for collecting steel and resources, this is the way you're going to enjoy it. Looks like that they pretty much done something about clan battles, and Clan battles as such, they have made a bit of a discussion on this, and they have banned a few things. So basically, clan battles at first will initiate and from the May 25th until July the 11th, with T10 warships and super warships. When I say super ships, well, I call them super warships in a 7 versus 7 format. I have a problem with this, and that is super warships in general. They're expensive and they're hard to maintain, but at the same time, that I will be honest that super ships shouldn't be in clan battles, but this is the first time that we're going to be seeing them in clan battles, and your feedback, my friends, is very important to not just to me, but to everyone out there. Feel free to tell your friends about it, or be constructive with your criticism if you need to on Wargaming's websites, and be very careful on how you word this, because I know that Wargaming will be watching this very carefully, and I know that there are a few people who already expressed how disappointed and upset they have been about regarding to this decision making of having super warships introduced to clan battles. In all seriousness though, just to think about it, we had super warships in grand battle mode, we had super warships in random battles, and not many people whinged about it. But this time around, you have 7 versus 7 format, like a brawling fest, and this time you have an actual, super warship to deal with. So it's going to be interesting to see 2 super ships in this case that will be introduced to be allowed in this battle. You can't have more than 1, battleship and 2 super ships in the fleet. Aircraft carriers as well as Petro and Clausewitz are not allowed to participate in the season, so they've got rid of the CVs as well as Petro and Clausewitz. I have to say I'm very disappointed here that they have decided to remove the Petro and also the Clausewitz from this, because honestly players should be entitled to play both the Petro and the Clausewitz in season 17 in clan battles anyways. But I understand the reasons why they have removed the Petro and the Clausewitz, because they're fast or hard to kill warships. They got good firepower. That's pretty much the gist of it. So there's going to be a bunch of new maps that's coming out as well in this phase. So basically, Sea of Fortune, Tears of Desert, Mountain Range, Neighbors, Warriors Path, Loop, and Greece. Okay, so to give you a fair enough idea, folks, that Sea of Fortune, Tears of Desert, and Mountain Range. Sorry, Sea of Fortune, Tears of Desert, and Warriors Path, for example, have been heavily used in the tournaments and also King of Sea and stuff. Here's an example of Neighbors, which is pretty straightforward. Sea of Fortune is pretty much, you got like 3 caps, 2 caps overlapping each other. Tears of Desert, you got 3 caps in a triangle format. Warriors Pad has got like 3 caps as well. Greece is gonna be interesting. You got 3 caps with arms, and also the Loop, and also Mountain Range. Mountain Range is reminds me of Operation Aegis, because like you started at the bottom left hand side and moved your way to the middle and intercept the fleet, then take it from there. This here means that there's going to be a lot of island gameplay, being tactful and also very cunning at the same time is your goal and opportunity here. So definitely study these maps well and do it well by all means. So that is ranked battles and clan battle season. Now let's start talking about regarding to what is going on with the concept of the test ships and super carriers, and also the Connecticut concept test. So far, at this stage, they're really making a lot of changes. I won't go through the whole details. I'll get you to read it at your own time and pace. There will be a link to this down below. I will say this very openly that what you're seeing here is that basically the wargaming is definitely tweaking up the reload time, also the torpedo range, and also the reload time for that, and also reload time for the guns and secondaries. And they're making certain things to be removed and enabled at the same time. The Petri is a very good ship, but they making some little changes here and there, tweaks and perks here. The carriers, on the other hand, and also the submarine distancing issue will be also tweaked up as well. Preparation time for the super carrier aircraft has been increased as well. So it's going to be an interesting outcome here. The Connecticut is an analog of the Tier 10 American battleship Vermont, but with improved dynamics and stronger armor. So this is the general schematics of the ship itself. Just by looking at it, it's actually pretty solid build of this warship, and it's got 457mm guns, good firing range at 24.5 clicks. But honestly, this ship can really pack a punch, definitely for sure. Keep in mind though that anything that you're seeing as video, as I'm reading out to you, can subject to change. So please just use this as a guide. Alright. Now, the balance changes are coming into play also for the Russian carrier Chekhov, as well as the Petropavlovsk, the Yang, Des Moines, and other warships are being mentioned here. As you can see, there's a bit of a tweaking phase that's still going in progress with these warships, and definitely please go check it out and read it. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, as I see that most of it is focused on reload time for the batteries, for the main guns. Torp range has been increased for the Zorki, and also ridership and also armor thickness on the Petro has been increased as well too. Interesting. There's some, changes that have been both good and bad, but we'll see. We'll see. The good thing about this closed test is that they mentioned that the new British warships are coming out to play really soon, in the near future, and these, warships are really coming out there to play for you, just for you to enjoy. Honestly, they did mention that there's a new German supercruiser called the Clausewitz. Is also coming out soon in the near future for 11.4. Are we ready for it? Well, we're about to find out. I mean, it's very interesting. These British warships that they got at the moment, they all look very interesting. But we'll find out soon. We will find out soon. I'm just wondering how this is gonna work. But there's also a new Tier 7 premium battleship called the Collingwood, and it's actually going to be very good. It reminds me of the Nelson, which it is pretty much similar to the Nelson class battleship. Definitely a good ship to play with and definitely to enjoy. And it's got a bit of a history there. And here's the Supercruiser, the Germans, called the Clausewitz. Very nice warship all around. It's a very heavy cruiser. But all the ship properties and the schematics, all these ships will be listed here in this dev blog, and I will be linking this in the video for you to read. Please note that any information shown here will subject to change. Now, the big hype that's coming up on 11.4 that has been touching everyone's minds in preparation for, 11.5 is also the new French cruisers and a new map. It's been put in the works for a little while, and this is part of the new roadmap that Bogsy and Ashkans were talking about in the background. And well, now we finally get to check this out and see it. The new map called Faroe Islands is coming out soon, near future, since autumn 2021, and that's been put in development stages. It's looking good so far. It's got a good layout, honestly, and yeah, the new French cruisers will be coming out soon with interesting design camouflaging. That's putting it mildly. But basically the Marseille, also the Toulon, and also a few other things about this are actually coming together, so definitely read it up. One thing I will mention about in this video is the arms race. Now, the arms race is coming up soon in the near future. Basically, arms race means that we have been there and done it many times. Okay, so pretty much you get some, benefits and some rewards, and you can actually get to see a ship, either be buffed up with better heals or damage or anything like that. And honestly, arms race is actually been a very effective game mode. It really has been. But it looks like it's coming back in the near future to 11.4. So we'll be looking forward to seeing that real soon. As you can see, that the new format for this game is that you get to check it out with the new maps on Northern Waters, Sleeping Giant, The Loop, Warrior's Path, Mountain Range, Lane of Fire, Ice, Islands of Ice, and Hotspot, all being revamped and being redone for this. The matchmaker for arms race will be similar to the existing ones for random and co-op battles, respectively, with the addition settings conditions for the arms race mode. The epicenter mode will be disabled in both random and co-op battles. That means that epicenter will be removed in this following match. Now, I have to admit, there's a lot of bit of a mixed reaction with epicenter. A lot of people have said they actually like it to get rid of it because of not many people want to cooperate and do it, because people have a tendency to just go in a flanking side and not really focus on what's happening in the middle. Epicenter to me is best used for lower tiers, like from tier 1 to 4, and anything beyond that, no need. Basically, epicenter to me is that it's really designed for small maps, and that's pretty much the gist of it. It's designed for that sort of thing. As you can see, there's an article about the clan battle season, season 17. I already mentioned this earlier in the video, but it's actually looking good all around. There is actually very interesting critical updates for the submarines. So basically, the ability to launch conventional torpedoes at a maximum depth has been disabled. You must be made aware of this. Also, in regarding to some other changes for the submarines, that they have disabled the increased depletion rate of a submarine's dive capacity and when detected by the enemy. So that's actually pretty good in that sense. The relevant commander skills and upgrade have also changed. Instead of, well, adding a modifier to the increased dive capacity loss rate. That's actually very interesting as well. But just by reading this, what's going on here, I can tell that from reading this, it is a bit negligible with the reason for the dive capacities, and honestly, they pretty much been working on that ever since the last previous patches and feedback that has been given. So it's going to be interesting here. Now, when the sonar ping is emitted by an undetected submarine, the visual effect will display within several kilometers vicinity of the submarine itself. Okay. Different. Very different, but okay. We'll soon see how that works. But the ASW, effect has been changed as well. It looks, pretty different. So it's actually pretty good. What they've been doing with it. Hopefully, the changes are going to be looking better and better each time. At this point in time, that the use for the submarines in the world of warships could have been better, but there have been improvement dramatically. A while ago, that I do remember that the Wargaming Chieftain did say that submarines should not be brought in the game. Well, he's right, and there should be no submarines in the game, but, he explained that it didn't work or anything. Now they have to change the tone. So it's interesting that how we, pan this out with this interesting turn of events. There's some interesting mini-map changes as well. Also, it's going to be interesting how this works. Also, the USS Black, the destroyer itself, will be coming back in the near future, so we're looking forward to seeing that. At this point in time, that it will be coming out in June to July. So pretty much save up as much as you can. It's expensive to get, but for 24,000 tokens. But for 19,300 doubloons, you'll be able to buy the Black outright for yourself. It's a good rival ship to Nishishimi anyway. So that's definitely something to consider here. Also, I was looking up at reading on the changes the Armoury for the Leningrad, Executor, and also the Zushi. The Naval Community tab will offer a tier 2 to 4 warship, and also a premium 5 and a premium 7 in exchange for community containers. So the community containers or tokens that you have in the game, you can use that for, again, that possible warship. So there you go with the new content that's coming out. There's going to be some new commanders, some flags, insignias as well, and also the flag will have its own, camo and everything as well. But yeah, that's actually looking good. So that's pretty much it. I'm just looking through the dev blog again to make sure that we covered everything. But yeah, at this point in time that they're still talking about, support carriers will be coming out soon in the near future. Yeah, they're still working through that right now. It's actually not bad. It's not bad at all. But they're going through a lot of testing results, and this is where we definitely need, super testers like you. And honestly, the SuperTest program for World of Warships, ever since it came out most recently, a lot of people had been asking me about it, and asked my 2 cents, is it worthwhile applying? Honestly, the answer is yes. I have to admit, being a super tester is probably one of the best experiences that you will ever have. And honestly, I think you won't regret it. I really believe so. But this is the link to the super testing. All you need to do is apply for it, but remember to read the instructions and make sure that you have a certificate as you apply to your application. I tried this for fun, just to try and see if I get any response, and I got a response saying that you don't have your certificate, so you're going to make sure you do that. But anyways, I have helped out some people already, but there's a certain schedule and everything too, so yeah, good luck. Good luck. But yeah, it's gonna be good. But yes, folks, I mean, like, at the moment, for those who have been testing the San Diego and the Submarines, very good warships all around, very good to go up against and see in action as well too. So they all have their own moments. But yeah, folks, I mean, like, I'm just gonna call there. Pretty much, if you need any more information about this, definitely, hit me up and let me know. But my friends, I think we're going to call there because we have done a great job of reviewing this. But look, 11.4 is coming out. There are some good changes and bad changes, and that's understandable. But let's just be real and realistic that something good will come out of it in the future. Let's just hang in there in the meantime. Until then, stay safe, take care, and have a good one.